Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So for today's video, I decided I wanted to revisit, um, I guess a technique. I want to use a stencil, some paste, texture paste, and some modeling paste. That cup right there is my zero, 7 Up Zero. I was a little thirsty while I was making this video, so all right. So what I decided to do was cut black foundations paper, white foundations paper, and then I have 110 weight of like a cream colored paper. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do all three with using the black texture paste from the Distress line from Tim Holtz. This is the black opaque. And then I also have TCW's light and fluffy modeling paste. It's probably one of my most favorite modeling paste. It did wind up drying out a little bit, so you're gonna see once I get to the white that I have to clean it out and stuff, and I'll bring it up again. But I have a suggestion for you if you find your paste doing what mine did. Okay, so I'm just spreading the black all over. And on that first one that we did, the black on black tone, I really liked how that looked. And really, with even the white on white, you can do those where it'll just have like a tone on tone embossing look. But I wanted to play with the sprays. So that's why we're getting everything stenciled up, and then we'll be able to do all the spraying at once. And most of the texture like paste, if you've never used them before, they have a consistency like frosting. So depending on if it's got a little extra grit, sometimes the gels feel the same way, like either if not frosting, it might be like thicker than, how can I say, like a thicker yogurt, like a Greek yogurt. Like it's thicker, but it's still got a thin quality to it. If you've ever had to like cover anything, if you bake like cakes or cookies, it just gives that type of a feel. That's the only way I can explain it. You really feel like you're icing cake or cookies or something when you're trying to put this, through your stencils. So I went off camera and did a quick cleanup, and now we're going to do the light and fluffy. Now, when I open this up, I realize, okay, there's a lot of sections in this that are extra clumped up and is not light and fluffy anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a paper towel, which I put over on the side there, and I'm starting to pull out anything that feels like it's super hard, because I'm not going to be able to use that. Once it dries out like that, you just got to throw it away. Whatever the pieces are, if you can, throw it away. Now, there is some in this jar that is not dried out. It still feels light and fluffy. And I'm going to use this press and seal to kind of stop the process of the rest of it drying out too quickly. But let's go ahead. We're going to start spreading out the light and fluffy on all three pieces as well. Now, this particular black piece, I did wind up cutting it a little bit shorter. So right now it's at like 4¼ by 5¼ and I meant to cut it at 5½. So I'm not going to cut the length down, but when it comes time to make it into a card, I will make it the width a little bit smaller. Whenever I'm doing stencil work, I like to make the piece of paper that I'm using the bigger size, so then that way I can always trim it down. And that'll allow for, if there's any mistakes on the edges, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to stress, because I can just trim it and we'll be okay. And again, just spreading it on literally like icing. I wish, if you've never used it before, don't be afraid. Go ahead and pull out your paste and stuff. It's so easy to put on. Or, ooh, I know, like spreading peanut butter on a piece of bread. You know? That's what it also reminds me of. So if you've never done baking, think of it as when you're putting your peanut butter on your bread. I hope I don't make anybody hungry listening to this today. But one final piece to go, and then we're going to go ahead and let these dry. I'm so sorry. I just yawned. My bad. I hope it's not contagious. But I'm going to go ahead, and after this one, by the time I'm done with this one, actually, the texture paste from Distress line, that is completely dry. I am going to still hit it with a little bit of the heat tool just because I want to make sure it's completely dry. So after we're done, I think we're almost done with this one. Yep, I'm going to put the press and seal on and then close up the lid. And then when I take off the lid the next time I go to use it, hopefully everything will remain light and fluffy. All right, so we have the Tone on Tones. I'm going to put that to the side, clean up again, and then we'll be back. And I have everything in my box. This is the box that I used for the gilding flakes. And I was like, you know what? This is already set up. This will be perfect. And I can just spray to my heart's content. So these are all the solar sprays. And I decided that I wanted to use 3. So I'm using Cross My Heart, the gold, which is Golden Hour, and the purple, which is Royal Flush. Okay, and I'm using the pink down on the bottom. I'm going to put purple up at the top and the Golden Hour right in the middle. And you can really see, especially on the black on black, that vibrant color from the solar sprays. Just, it's already like really magical. That is so nice. I love how that's looking, but we're not done yet. And I'm showing you there, when you shake these up, when you get that ball moving inside the bottle, turn it over or upside down, and you can see if there's any mica or, you know, that the color left in the bottom, and that'll let you know, okay, no, I gotta shake it up some more. And then once it's completely clear, go ahead and spray. And make sure you clean off your nozzle once you're done spraying. And you just keep adding color until it gets to the intensity that you are looking for. I like how even on the solid black on black, it's the way these colors are, they're vibrant, but they're not, you know what I mean? They're almost like a muted color, but the shine and shimmer on it is amazing. I love how it looks. But the real fun is going to come when we use the other 3 pieces we did, and we're going to use the spritz. Okay, so the spritz and the solar spray are similar. The only difference is with solar spray, it shows up better or more vibrant on darker colors, right? So your black sheet, the black embossing paste or texture paste that we use, with the hopes that the color would, you know, stand out on top of it. So now with the white on the light and fluffy, we're going to use 3 colors again, but this time instead of the pink, I'm going to use, I think it's Broken China. Nope. It's Tumbled Glass, Wilted Violet, and of course my favorite gold, Fossilized Amber. All right, so we're using the Tumbled Glass at the bottom. And then we're going to use the Wilted Violet up at the top. And I really love this little makeshift box that I made. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. Because once it dries, I can still continue to use this lid for, you know, other things, other spray techniques, you know, whatever the case may be. And I really like that. So once you get it to the vibrancy that you want, if you need to like brighten up any of the colors, go ahead and hit it again. And then I'm going to hit, I think, with the blue. Yep. One more time. And you can see this one, these colors, the spritz, they're wonderful on any color sheet, whether it's white, black, darker, lighter. You can see these very well on top of those. Whereas if it was more dependent on the darker colors like the solar sprays, then because it's white paste, you would get that sort of like the subtle color change. But you'll see here, once these dry, and I do wind up getting my pokey tool to kind of hold it down because it was getting hot and I didn't want to burn myself. But you'll see me grab that here in a little bit, because on this one it was still a little wet and I messed up. But remember, that's why I have it longer, so I can trim that little edge and not have to worry about it. And we just keep hitting it with the heat tool. Right there is where I was like, ooh, let me get my little pointy. Because that was hot. So I'm just going to find a little spot in between to help hold it down while I heat it up. Same thing for this one. The third one stayed flat pretty well on its own. But then now I just want to bring all of them over so you can see. So this is the white paper. And the solar sprays on white, you still get the white peeking through, which I love. And yet on the black parts, you get the actual color of the solar sprays. And then on the spritz, it doesn't matter. If it's black, white, you can see how vibrant those colors are. Same thing on this one, which is the white paper. And then the last one on the right is both the cream colored paper. All right, so tomorrow I'm gonna try and turn these into actual cards, and I think that'll be fun. But this was interesting just to see how your product acts with different papers, different other products like the texture paste or the light and fluffy paste. It's really a great idea. So if you have sprays, inks, and stuff like that, don't be afraid. Go ahead and pull them out and just start playing with them, you guys. I promise you, you'll be able to fully see what all the products you have do. All right, and I will see you guys tomorrow with our next video. Have a great one.